Hey everyone, so today is my first Sunday off in a really long time. I slept in, I am taking the day to myself, and I just wanted to take you along for the ride, show you what an authentic day looks like. So here we go. Isn't she lovely, this Hollywood girl? And they say she's so lucky. She's a fly cries in her lonely heart, thinking if there's nothing missing in my life, then she's coming now. So today was the first day that I got to sleep in for like months. I slept until 12. I told myself I wasn't going to set an alarm clock. I've either had work or retreats, and it felt really good. I slept until 12:12. What's even more amazing is that right now I'm drinking an affogato. I knew for sure that I wanted to have coffee because otherwise I'm going to have caffeine withdrawals. And this is 3 shots of espresso with vegan coffee ice cream, and it's amazing. I've learned that it's really important to have a go-to place for restaurants, for coffee, for whatever, just so you don't have to think and don't waste a whole bunch of time thinking about it. So I decided to just go to my regular Stage, and they had this. I have no idea who these people are, but this is the most beautiful lock and engraving ever, and I wish them the absolute best. So I'm here at Santa Monica Beach, and I am pleasantly surprised at the display that's set up here. I am not exactly sure what it's about. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to go try to find out what it's about, but it's really cool. Look at the flag display, you guys. This is so cool. This really reminds me of 4 years ago when I first moved here. I would come to the Santa Monica Beach all the time, and there would be things like this. And this is why I knew I loved it here. Culture at its finest. Appreciation for the world at its finest. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back. I am sitting here at Santa Monica Beach just by myself. I'm feeling very energized after getting to sleep in until a little past noon today and having my affogato. I don't know if that is Italian or Spanish, but there is my best attempt at an accent. I love it here. This beach is so nostalgic to me, even though it's a huge tourist destination. I used to come here almost every day at the young age of 22, about 4 years ago when I first moved here, to write, just to have some solitude, to listen to the waves, and to really take in that I lived here now, and that after so many years of living in the Midwest where there was snow, this is where I felt like my most authentic self. And part of being an authenticity coach is showing people and knowing yourself that life is not always going to be, or that every day of life is not always going to be over the moon exciting. You know, some of it is just taking time to yourself and bathing in the realization of that simplicity is such a beautiful thing, and that so often we get caught up in being busy and thinking that that means productive, that we forget to take time to ourselves and do our favorite things. And a couple of weeks ago I did a story about holding each other accountable. I said I wanted everybody in my audience to hold me accountable, that I was going to do earthing, which is being in direct contact with the earth, like going on a walk in nature, being barefoot on the beach, swimming in the ocean, at least once a week. And here is my proof that I'm doing that. I will never forget to do stuff like this. I let it slip for a really long time due to a work schedule, and I realized that wasn't authentic to me. But if there's ever days where you're not doing anything, I mean, even if you're just doing like the typical Netflix and chill, or sitting inside your home writing, or sleeping all day, I mean, if that's what's in alignment with you, go for it. You need to do that. You deserve that for yourself. So I'm kind of just taking it moment by moment. I think that I'm going to do a little bit of writing right now, and then I may go to a vegan festival with one of my little babes, Anya, later today, who I talk about all the time, and I will keep you updated. But right now, just some Zen time. I actually had another realization that I wanted to share with you. So one of the most amazing things about life is that sometimes things come to you when you least expect them, and when you're putting the least amount of pressure on yourself and not thinking so deeply about things. I am an authenticity coach, and I think for a while I was having a hard time putting exactly into words what I do. But then today, Angie Lee, one of my Bliss sisters and one of the self-help personalities that I follow the most, who I absolutely love, go check her out at the Rich Bitch podcast, asked a question. She said, you're in an elevator. This was her status. You're in an elevator, and somebody asks you, what do you do? What do you say? And right off the bat, I knew I wanted to answer that, and I said, I support women who know they are living inauthentic lives to break free of expectation, channel their dreams, and begin living the lives they authentically, genuinely want to live. And I was so blown away at how I had even come up with that, because when I was creating my brand, I wanted to come up with the perfect thing, but then all of a sudden, this just comes out of nowhere from the universe, God, Goddess, Mother, Father, Creator of all things, and I was amazed. And what that shows me is that I had an authentic moment there. I wasn't trying too hard. I wasn't trying to make it perfect for anyone else, but I just came up with something, and that's authentically what I do. And I was so excited. So thank you, Angie. Thank you, universe. Part of being authentic to yourself is knowing and accepting that your dreams are going to change, that the way you dress is going to change, that your interests are going to change, that your whole existence is going to change, really. And it's a beautiful thing. And when you speak things into existence, it's not that those things are currently true about you, it's that you're creating it for yourself. So often people tell me that I'm a hippie and that I'm a bohemian, and the people that I admire the absolute most are bohemian women. I love the way they dress. I love the body art that they have. I love their interests, saging, crystals, yoga, helping other people, nature. I admire them the most, and I am so genuinely ecstatic that people look at me and see that in me, but I'm also creating that day by day. For example, right now I'm trying to incorporate a lot less black into my wardrobe. It's not necessarily that I gravitate towards black, but it just kind of so happens that a lot of things that I do own have black on them, and it just worked out that way. So I'm trying to honestly strip black entirely out of my wardrobe and wear more soft colors and more white and more neutrals that are not black, because that's what I find the most attractive, most beautiful. And to become that bohemian version of myself that I've always envisioned, I've had to start doing things, that make me feel like a goddess, because I look at these beautiful bohemian women. A lot of them are jewelry designers, a lot of them are artists, a lot of them are coaches, a lot of them are yoga instructors, a lot of them are world travelers. And one of the things that I started to do is adorn myself. I've always been a huge ring person, but I'm starting to let go of the guilt of buying things that I want, that I know are going to make me feel like a goddess. I invite you to do the same thing. So some of these are my most recent purchases. The yin yang I got in San Luis Obispo, and this pyrite ring I got at a store on Ebikini called Ananda, which is a word that I need to look up for my spiritual practice, because I know it has something to do with the hippie gypsy world movement, something like that. Another one is this beautiful bracelet that is Monarch Opal that I talked about in one of my other videos. It is by a girl that I absolutely adore, Mac Designs, and even just looking at her Instagram, I look at her and I'm like, this is the kind of girl that I want to create myself to be. I'm not there yet. That's not my truth yet. That's not my authenticity yet. But the fact that I even want it shows me that that's me. So don't feel like an imposter. Don't feel like creating yourself if you're not there yet. doesn't mean that it's authentic or inauthentic to you. Don't feel like that means you're being inauthentic. Know that the fact that you even want it is showing that you're being authentic, and you're being authentic by creating it for yourself. What would be inauthentic is to do something that you're not interested in. So that's what I'm working towards right now, and I wanted to share that with you, that I am trying to be the most hippie, gypsy, world traveler, bohemian, goddess version of myself. What are you working towards? So I want to ask you, what is the most ideal version of yourself? Because in order to create that for yourself, you have to know what it is. You have to define it. I'll give you an example. So this is just me being me. I haven't rehearsed this. I haven't really thought about it ahead of time, but I'm just going to let it flow and it'll come through. So the most ideal, authentic, genuine version of me would be someone who is a coach helping other people live their most authentic lives, especially women. Someone who wears tons of bohemian jewelry all the time. Someone who loves nature, loves animals, which is my absolute truth. Someday I'm going to have a sanctuary for wild cats, cats and dogs, opossums, cows, pigs, everything like that. I am the world's biggest animal lover. I would go on hikes multiple times a week. I would do yoga daily. I would have a really deep connection to crystals. I would know what they all do. I would travel, which I'm starting to do more and more. I think my next destination is going to be Tulum, but who knows? It's actually going to be wherever the universe takes me. To do goddess circles, whether that means be a part of them or to host them. Just to be my gypsy self. I mean, even someday it is a dream of mine to live on a Volkswagen bus and just see the world from that perspective, not from like the lavish stay in hotels, you know, eat gourmet food, but see where the road takes me on a Volkswagen bus, living as simply as I possibly can. I authentically am a hippie, and I don't know where that came from because that's definitely not how I was raised, but I'm so excited for that life to come through, and right now I'm speaking it into existence, and I want to help you do the same thing. So share with me, what is your most ideal, authentic version of yourself? Because I'm here to help you create it. Here are some images of people that are an inspiration to me. I think it's really important to have them clearly defined and to create like a mood board or a vision board to kind of help channel that. So here's my example. So I don't know how many of you follow Mystic Mama, but she is what I consider an earth angel and earth goddess, and she says one way to show your appreciation to the earth is to collect elements of nature and leave room for creative flowers, leaves, sticks, rocks, crystals, anything, and I wanted to show you what I found on the beach and what I created with them. Alright, so I've been at the beach for about an hour now, and I think I'm going to go for a final stroll around in the sand, and then I'm going to go get something to eat. I haven't had a full meal yet today, so now is about time, and then I am just going to let things flow from there. Maybe deepen my spiritual practice a little bit by doing some research, maybe do some art. Who knows, just going to let it flow, see where everything takes me. But have an amazing week. I love you, and I am here to support you in whatever way, so reach out anytime. Mwah.